Heath Ledger didn't just play the Joker, he became him. For 6 weeks, he locked himself away in a hotel room, writing a secret diary, practicing terrifying laughs, and disappearing from the world around him. The transformation wasn't just acting, it was an obsession that would push him to the edge. What he created inside those walls would become one of the most haunting performances in cinematic history, and almost no one knew the truth behind it. Today, we're uncovering the chilling story of how Heath Ledger became the Joker, and the dark reality Hollywood tried to hide. Once Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker, he didn't just study the character, he immersed himself completely. For 6 weeks, he locked himself in a small hotel room, cutting himself off from the outside world. Friends, family, and co-workers could barely reach him. Inside that room, Heath created what would become known as his Joker Diary, a private collection of sketches, writings, and inspiration notes that no one outside the room would ever see. Each day, he experimented relentlessly with voices and laughter, trying to find something that was terrifying yet human. He scribbled phrases in dark ink, practiced maniacal grins in mirrors, and tested the way his body could move unnaturally. The diary wasn't just notes, it was a map of his psychological transformation, a blueprint for chaos. Sleep became secondary. He slept only a few hours at a time, using the quiet nights to experiment further. He treated the Joker as a living entity, not a role to play. Every gesture, every smirk, every laugh was meticulously crafted in isolation. By the time filming began, Heath Ledger had become the Joker, and the world was about to witness a performance unlike any other. Inside that hotel room, Heath Ledger's Joker Diary became his most important tool. It was more than a notebook, it was a window into the darkness he was creating. Pages were filled with chaotic sketches of the Joker's face, scribbled phrases like chaos reigns and madness is liberation, and cut out newspaper clippings of criminals, clowns, and disturbing real-life stories. Every detail was recorded, refined, and tested in isolation. Heath used the diary to experiment with the character's psychological depth. Notes on body language, posture, and movement coexisted with macabre doodles and obsessive lists of what made people afraid, allowed him to imagine exactly how the Joker thought, reacted, and laughed. Some of the writings were so dark that even close friends were shocked when glimpses were revealed years later. The diary documented the fine line between genius and obsession, and it was this dedication that made Heath Ledger's performance unforgettable. One of Heath Ledger's most iconic contributions to the Joker was his voice. It wasn't just a choice, it was an obsession. He experimented endlessly to craft a sound that would be chilling, unpredictable, and human, yet terrifying. He listened to toddlers, twisting their high-pitched innocence into something chaotic. He studied interviews with criminals, picking up vocal patterns that hinted at menace. He practiced alone in mirrors, and recorded himself constantly until the Joker's voice felt like it belonged to a living, breathing entity. The voice became a psychological signature. Every line he delivered carried an unsettling unpredictability. The tone could shift from childish playfulness to sharp menace in an instant. By the time he stepped onto the set, the Joker's voice was complete. It wasn't Heath speaking, it was the Joker speaking through him. When filming began, his transformation went even further. On set, he stayed in character constantly, moving, speaking, and thinking like the Joker even when the cameras weren't rolling. Co-stars described him as both brilliant and unnerving. He improvised iconic moments, the interrogation scene, the hospital explosion, even small gestures that became legendary. Extras and crew members often felt genuinely uneasy, unsure if they were interacting with the actor or the character. Every glance, twitch, and laugh was precise. The Joker wasn't a role, he was a presence. Heath's full commitment pulled everyone on set into the Joker's chaotic world and created a haunting authenticity that few performances have ever matched. But this level of immersion came with a cost. Heath's extreme dedication led to severe insomnia. Some nights he slept only 2 to 3 hours. He tried medication, but nothing could calm the storm he had created in his mind. Friends and family noticed him becoming more isolated. Even off-set, traces of the Joker lingered in his expressions, his voice, his behavior. The line between actor and character began to blur. He wasn't just portraying darkness, he was living inside it. This psychological toll gave the performance its raw and settling power. Every movement, every laugh, every moment on screen carried the weight of total immersion. When Heath Ledger's Joker finally appeared on screen, the world was stunned. His performance was instantly hailed as one of the greatest villain portrayals in film history. Earned a posthumous Academy Award, a rare and emotional recognition of a brilliance gone too soon. But his legacy didn't end with awards. Heath Ledger changed the way actors approached complex roles. His Joker became a cultural icon, a symbol of chaos and unpredictability. And his performance a benchmark for total commitment. Fans and filmmakers still analyze every line, every gesture, marveling at the detail he brought to the role. Heath Ledger didn't just play the Joker, he became him. And in doing so, he left behind a masterpiece born of obsession, talent, and sacrifice. Some roles are performed, some are lived, and some take more than they give. Heath Ledger didn't just play the Joker, he became him, leaving behind a performance that will haunt screens and minds forever. If this deep dive into the Joker's story fascinated you, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow movie lovers, and subscribe to Movie Digest for more untold stories behind your favorite films. Comment below which legendary performance you want us to explore next. It might just be our next video.